Welcome to a new, powerful story. Today, we're diving into one of the most shocking and mysterious disasters in human history, a story filled with silence, hidden truths, and consequences that are still felt today. This is not just another retelling. This is a carefully reconstructed story that connects the facts, people, and the reality behind what truly happened. What if one of the worst disasters in history wasn't just an accident, but something made far worse by lies, delay, and silence? This is the story of Chernobyl, and trust me, what happened after the explosion is even more disturbing than the disaster itself. On April 26, 1986, inside a nuclear power plant in the Soviet Union, engineers were running a routine safety test. Everything seemed normal, until a sudden power surge triggered a chain reaction no one could stop. At exactly 1:23 a.m., two massive explosions destroyed reactor number 4, blowing a 1,000-ton concrete lid into the air and exposing the reactor core directly to the atmosphere. In seconds, deadly radiation began pouring into the sky, releasing more radioactive material than the atomic bombs of Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined. Within minutes, firefighters arrived, completely unaware of the real danger. They believed they were fighting a normal fire, so they moved in without protective gear, stepping on radioactive debris and handling it with bare hands. Within hours, symptoms began: vomiting, dizziness, and burns from the inside out. Their bodies were shutting down. Out of 134 workers and firefighters exposed that night, 28 died within weeks, and many others suffered long-term effects. They were the first victims of an invisible killer. Meanwhile, just 3 kilometers away, the city of Pripyat remained completely unaware. Nearly 50,000 people continued their daily lives, children playing outside, families walking in parks, while radioactive particles silently fell from the sky. For 36 hours, no warning was issued, no evacuation ordered, and no one was told the truth. But this is where things become even more disturbing. The authorities knew something was wrong, but chose silence. Doctors were ordered not to alarm patients. Information was restricted, and even books mentioning radiation were removed. At the same time, the radioactive cloud spread across Europe, eventually reaching Sweden, where abnormal radiation levels were detected at a nuclear facility. That discovery forced the Soviet Union to admit something had happened. But even then, the full truth was hidden. Then came the evacuation, and with it, another lie. Residents were told to take only essentials because they would return in 3 days. In reality, they would never come back. In just a few hours, nearly 50,000 people left everything behind: their homes, belongings, and memories. By the end of the day, Pripyat became a ghost city. To contain the disaster, over 600,000 people were sent in, later known as the liquidators. Robots failed due to intense radiation, so humans were forced to take their place. Many were allowed only 20 to 40 seconds in highly radioactive zones before reaching dangerous exposure levels. 40 seconds was enough to permanently damage the human body. Despite the risks, they continued working, knowing they might not survive. Without them, the disaster could have spread across all of Europe. But the true cost of Chernobyl goes far beyond those first days. Official reports listed only a few dozen deaths, but the real number remains unknown. Estimates range from 4,000 to over 90,000. Thousands of children developed thyroid cancer, and many others suffered lifelong illnesses, deformities, and disabilities. Even today, millions still live in contaminated regions, exposed to low levels of radiation every single day. As more information slowly surfaced, one man began to uncover the deeper truth. Valery Legasov, one of the lead investigators, discovered design flaws, human error, and a system built on secrecy. 2 years later, he took his own life, but not before leaving behind recorded tapes exposing what really happened, ensuring the truth would not disappear. Chernobyl didn't just devastate a region, it changed the world's perception of nuclear energy forever. It revealed not only the dangers of radiation, but also the catastrophic consequences of misinformation. Even today, the area remains highly radioactive and may not be safe for human life for up to 20,000 years. And yet, despite everything, something unexpected happened. nature returned. Wolves, deer, and other wildlife now roamed freely in the exclusion zone. Without humans, life has found a way to thrive again, creating a strange and haunting paradox. Chernobyl is more than a disaster. It's a warning about what happens when truth is hidden and when decisions come too late. Now I'm really curious to hear your opinion. Do you think nuclear energy is still safe today? Or is Chernobyl proof that some risks are simply too dangerous? And here's something interesting. If you had been there, knowing what you know now, would you have stayed or left everything behind immediately? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want more deep, powerful stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because here, we don't just tell stories, we uncover the truth behind them.